Now let's see this question. A, B and C rents a pasture for 87,000 and A puts in 12 horses for 8 months, B 16 horses for 9 months and C 18 horses for 6 months. How much should C pay? Now what is the meaning of a pasture is they are going to have a land, and in that land there is going to be grass and then small trees, small plants, you can think of it, and these grass and the plants will be grazed by the horses or cattle. So what happens is, if everyone is all the three are taking this pasture for rent, now each one has to pay the rent in the proportion of their usage. Usage means how much their horses have grazed the grass. According to that proportion, you are supposed to pay the rent. Therefore, rent here is proportional to the usage. Now what is usage? Now usage is directly proportional to the number of horses they have as well as the time for which they have those horses there, isn't it? So rent is directly proportional to, let us say, number of horses is N and time for which they are there is T. Okay, therefore rent of A is to rent of B is to rent of C is equal to number of horses A has into time for which A is having those horses is to number of horses B has into time that B, those horses B let those horses there is to number of horses C has into time C has let these horses stay there. Now what is it? So first one is A is having horses, 12 horses for 8 months, so 12 into 8, and B is having 16 horses for 9 months, therefore 16 into 9, and C is having 18 horses for 6 months, so 18 into 6, right? Now you are supposed to find out this ratio. Okay, so if you find out this ratio, you are going to get 8 is to 12 is to 9. So this is the ratio in which the rent is distributed, or they have to pay the rents. So what does it mean? Out of 29 parts, A is supposed to pay 8 parts rent, B is supposed to pay 12 parts rent, and C is supposed to pay 9 parts rent. Okay, so what is the question? How much should C pay? So it is going to be out of 20 parts, C is supposed to pay 9 parts and the total rent is 8,700 rupees, right? Therefore 29, right? So out of 29 parts, therefore it is going to be 87,000 into this, which means out of this total rent, out of 29 parts, 9 parts has to be paid by C. Now if you compute it, it is going to be 27,000. Okay, this is the answer. So rent that C has to pay is 27,000. So it is similar to the profit shared in partnerships, isn't it? Okay.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and IITs, universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%, but all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkee's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkee, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkee is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkee. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities. But whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.